Welcome to InSight. I'm Wendy Brokaw.
And I'm Ross Sutherland.
The whole issue of teen homelessness is huge in Oregon and right here in Salem. And there are people who've decided, darn it, we're going to do something about it, really do something about it. Starting to my right, Andrew Galen, the United Way Director of Strategic Initiatives. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Angel, you are the Peer Support Intern at Home Youth and Resource Center. And Matt Rasmussen, hi, you are the Young Adult Program Coordinator for the Department of Human Services Child Welfare. So Matt, what are the numbers in Oregon on homeless youth?
The number of homeless youth across the state is probably underreported, but still a surprisingly high number. Through the last round of numbers, over 21,000 Oregon youth between kindergarten and 12th grade are classified as homeless.
Wow.
If you want to take that a little bit more close to home, Salem-Keizer School District has 1,100 students that are classified as homeless, and if you extrapolate that out to Marion County as well, we're talking 1,800 youth.
Angel, you know a lot about what it is to be homeless, don't you? You have a story.
Yes, I do. I've actually technically been homeless all of my life with my mother. Since I was a little kid, we've never had a place to call our own, and finally placed into the foster care system in the state of California, was placed with my dad, and my dad and I just did not get along. We bumped heads a lot, so I chose to leave and ended up becoming homeless.
Andrew, there's somebody on your board of United Way, and he's only 18, and he came up with a remarkable solution that you funded. The board, United Way, funded with $100,000. What on earth went on here? What's going on? It's going to fund a home, am I correct?
That's right. So Raul Marquez is a high school board member of the United Way of the Mid-Willamette Valley. He's a senior at McKay High School. He started serving on our board this past fall, and he really wanted to have an impact. He didn't just want to sit in on boring meetings and be quiet the whole time. He had a vision and saw there was a need in the community. And so he made an ask to the board of the United Way for $100,000 to kick off this capital campaign to raise the money for this home. And since then, it's really gone on to a lot of publicity and making other asks throughout the community. And that's included making an ask to the Oregon State Legislature. And they will be providing $200,000 to go towards this home.
Wow. We went to the home. We're going to see some
Oh,
video of
great.
that, but not right now. Matt, what is this challenge that it's being called? I don't quite understand how that works.
Yeah, so the 100-day challenge, as it was initially called, it's a federal initiative that has been in 13 communities so far. Big cities, Chicago, Palm Beach, LA, really big urban centers. And this was the first round where they offered up this initiative opportunity to what were classified as rural communities. So we're one of 4 rural communities across the country who are doing this work. And really what it's set up to do is you set really aggressive goals. You set really almost unattainable goals, as it seems, in a really short time frame of 100 days. And really what we wanted to do was paint the picture here is look at what our gaps were here in Marion County. And one of those gaps was a home, but it's much more than that. And the challenge is, how do you create those partnerships and do other things to really bring the community together as a whole to assist with the homeless situation as well for youth?
It's a challenge. I'm looking what you're saying, wearing challenge accepted. We can end youth homelessness. Mm-hmm. You're really serious about this.
Right, yeah, I think it takes a dedicated group of people. Not to say that people in the past weren't dedicated, it's just homelessness is such a complex issue. I think people want to get involved, but people don't know how to get involved. Mm-hmm. People, see kids on the street, see kids in their communities, and they want to reach out, but really, where do they go? How do they become involved? And with this piece, we're providing that sort of community engagement with the buy-in from some great community entities that have offered up people to be a part of this, and kind of giving the community some direction of where we are and where we need to be, and I think it's taken off as a result.
Well, let's direct people to the how they can help. It's a support role.
That's right, supportraul.com. We're still accepting donations. Our goal is to raise $400,000 to purchase the property, but also renovations to make sure, United Way will purchase this property, make sure everything is in good shape, and then it will be gifted to the Community Action Agency to actually operate.
Awesome. Why don't we go to the house and take a look at it ourselves? We met
great.
up with some young people there, and Angie met us there. Let's go take a look.
It's a great location. It's right in the middle of town. It's also just a few blocks away from the school district, which is very convenient. And the house is just awesome. It's massive. There's 6 bedrooms, but there's way more space than that. It's really a great place.
What would you like to see go on here when these kids are able to finally get in the place and enjoy it? What would you like to see happen here?
I like them to finally be able to have the fact that they can be comfortable and can actually sleep here and have food or some sort of shelter over just so they can be warm and have be more safe.
Do people understand how bad the problem is for homeless youth in this area? What would you like them to know?
I feel that people aren't as aware as they should be because the number of youth that have been unsheltered, living out in the streets or living in their cars has increased and will keep on increasing, and it's unacceptable, and we should do something about it, which is why we want to buy this place.
So if people want to accept the challenge and say, all right, we're going to help you out, what do they do?
Well, right now we're trying to get as much as money so we can actually buy the place. And I know later on there's going to be more volunteer opportunities where you can come in the house, hopefully clean up, make it more special for the youth that when they do come here, they can feel more at home.
Do you think that social media is going to play a big role in this campaign? And if so, how? How could kids best spread the word?
Nowadays, a lot of people and a lot of our youth communicate through social media. And so, yeah, a lot of when Raul went on the news, everyone knew about it. Not necessarily because everyone watches the news, but because, everyone's sharing the link and everybody's like, oh, well, look at this. And then they share it. And then more than 100 people see it just with one person sharing it. And so this has really helped and will continue to help.
Together we can end youth homelessness.
Do you accept the challenge?
Go to supportraul.com.
I love that. I just love their enthusiasm.
That's an amazing opportunity. So one of the reasons this has kind of been under the radar is because there's really teens that are homeless are going to school and you don't really see them out on the street.
Yeah, they're
as
everyday
much.
kids. There's no face to...
Yeah, and then a lot of them are couch surfing or staying with friends. Can you speak about that?
There is kids that just go from home to home. They're never really just in one place.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what you really need the community to tackle and understand and have compassion about. That seems to be what you're doing.
Yeah, and understand the scale of the issue.
Right. The scale is huge, the numbers are huge, and no one entity or really even a group of entities can do it alone. It requires a community effort to do that.
Well, we have some web links on the screen while we're talking about this where people can learn more and get more information about it and step up and help.
Mm-hmm.
Get involved.
Right.
Thank you so much for joining us today on
Thank you.
InSight. This has been an eye-opener, really, and encouraging that young people are stepping up and helping other young people. I love that. Thank you for joining us today on InSight. I'm Wendy Brokaw.
And I'm Ross Sutherland.
We'll see you next time.